Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to another live stream. Hope you're all having a fantastic day, whatever you're up to. I'd love to connect with you, hear about what you're working on right now. So let me know down in the comments whether you're catching this live or whether you're watching back on the replay. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about opportunities. Now, a lot of people would like to think that they are ready to grasp opportunities as they come up. Maybe they're even open-minded enough to think that they've got the ability to see opportunities where others maybe don't. But I really want to get you to think about, in any given situation, how you're approaching it, what you're looking at, what your attitude is like. Depending on how you're considering things around you is going to depend on how many opportunities you see. Recently we've had a fantastic opportunity to work with a whole host of new businesses, new events, and these have all come from being able to see opportunities that maybe others didn't. I quite often post things to social media that are question based to get people to think about how they respond. And sometimes it's about educating, sometimes it's about actually delivering on what that is. And I want you to think about, when you read things, when you respond to things, how much are you really considering what that's about? How much are you considering if there's actually opportunity there? One example I want to give is, I posted recently about potentially investing into some other people's businesses. And different people react differently to the same information. So how are you reacting to conversations and situations that maybe opens or closes doors and opportunities for you and your business? Very often people shut things down because of fear, because of worry, because of skepticism, rather than getting more information to be able to make a more informed decision. So I want to encourage you to become more open-minded, to be more questioning, to be more inquisitive, and to really give yourself the opportunity to assess what's actually true in that given situation. Obviously, we need to be mindful of our time, our effort, and our energy. But if there is a potential for an opportunity to be there, or for you to open an opportunity, I want you to be able to seize that. Leanne, fantastic to see you in on the broadcast again this morning. Hope you're doing really, really well. Now, when you're approaching those situations, I really want to encourage you to think about, how could this be an opportunity? Quite often in the photography and media world that I work in, working with events and conferences and nightlife and things like that, we have opportunities to work with different clients, whether it's the venues, whether it's the event organizers, whether it's artists, and there's multiple different ways to work in this industry. Now, most people try to go directly to the venue or directly to the organizers, but actually sometimes you can work directly with artists in order to work at bigger events. Now, you have to consider the fact that if you're an organizer of a big festival, you've got so many things that you're organizing, so many things to consider, so many things that you're having to work through to make sure that everything runs smoothly. Whereas the individual artist has to focus on their set, performing the best they can, getting the most out of that, and they're looking at the opportunity in the same way I'm encouraging you to do. We get to contact them, they're much easier to get hold of, we get to talk to them, organize going with them to shoot things at events. And of course, once you're at an event, that then opens up many more doors and opportunities that allows us to then work with other artists as well. So it's not necessarily going in the same route as most other people would approach it. And this can be true of every business. Are you looking at the ways that you could open up doors rather than just looking at the traditional route to approach things? Good morning, Debs. Good to see you in on the broadcast again. Don't forget, if you're in, let me know if you're live or on the replay, and also let me know what platform you're watching on, and it'll pop up here in the comments over on StreamYard. So looking at that events and festival space, again, going back to it, the organizer is so busy, it's going to be difficult to get hold of them. It's going to be more complicated to organize than it is going directly to artists. Now, once you work with one artist, it opens the door that once you've got that pass to get into the event and you've got the timings that you're working with that artist, could you work with somebody else? So we instantly open lots of opportunities. When I go to coffee shops, what's the opportunity here? Am I just here to enjoy a coffee? Is there a potential to work together? Can I get to know the owners? Can they introduce me to anyone? When you move to any new area, spending time building those relationships is also going to open up lots of opportunities to you. So I want you to consider the things where it may not be obvious to you for your business to have that conversation. getting connected and well connected. And I'm really glad Debs is on here, because Deb is really, really well connected. She's a really good example of this. Having great conversations, having a great network, having people that you can talk to, that you can ask questions of, that you can ask for referrals or introductions from, is going to make the opportunity pool much bigger for you, your business and your brand. Now, a lot of people fall into the trap of seeing that a certain person wouldn't be interested in my products and services, and therefore they don't invest the time, effort and energy into that relationship, not realizing that that person who may never have the potential to buy from you and your business directly may actually be connected to your best ever customer that you just haven't met yet. So think about how your network is actually going to impact the opportunities that are open to you. I know for one that we've worked recently with some people doing some photography and video that's actually led on to introductions to working with charities, for building websites, for working with venues, and that's all come from one individual that we work directly with, and that's obviously opening up new opportunities. Now, having done this for 15-20 years, working in the music events industry and across conferences and things like that, we utilize the examples we've had before to show people what's possible. Some people don't even realize what is possible for them. So we're opening opportunities and opening their eyes to what could be the potential for their business or their brand. And whether that's in the corporate space or whether that's in the music and event space, we're showing them what's possible. So they can't even see the opportunity that we then are showing them, that if we're working together, these are the things that are possible to create, and the opportunities that creates for us to work with you, and the opportunity it creates for your business to grow and to leverage the experience that we've got. So again, sometimes people don't even know what it is that the opportunity is until you bring it to the table, until you have those conversations. Absolutely agree with this. Deb says, never sit in a corner alone, talk to people on tube trains, and don't forget to smile. Amazingly, just spending time talking to people, just being in the same space as people on a regular basis builds rapport. And it's the same with social media. Opportunities are absolutely abundant on social media, and I want to encourage you to take up those opportunities. Are you showing up online? Are you putting out blogs? Are you creating videos? Are you joining groups and having conversations with people? Are you adding to conversations? A lot of people think that they have to be the person who hosts the conversation. I can definitely tell you there are conversations that by becoming a part of them are going to open huge doors for you, your business and your brand. So think about how you can get involved on social media. When we talk about using social media to build your business, it's not just about the content creation and your own brand assets that you create as you create that content, but conversations. We always say, let's have a conversation. It all starts with a conversation. And that's true, because we need to establish how we can help, what the opportunities are for us to work together, and what those people are looking for. So in your business, are you giving yourself the best opportunities at every step of your journey? So are you connecting with people? Are you giving yourself the opportunity to understand what people want? Are you creating content and digital assets that are going to serve your business for longer than the time that they take to create? A blog, once you've written it, is online for people to discover, to understand your knowledge, your expertise, and also to understand how you can help them. The same is true of video and social media updates. I quite often write questions that drive for engagement, because I want to have those conversations. It's not about the original post, it's not about the first reaction, it's about how that conversation happens in the comments. In social media, the opportunity is very often in the conversation, in the comments, that most people don't see. They see only the status and their response, and they're blind to all the other comments. Be honest now, and whether you're live or on the replay, I want to know, be honest, when you look at things on social media, how often do you read the other comments? And how much do you open up the threaded comments? Because there's opportunities that are lying there that you may glaze over, you may miss, just because of the way that you're communicating and the way that you're corresponding on social media. By only putting your direct response in and not seeing what the consensus is, not looking at what other people are saying, you may be missing massive opportunities. I know there are communities that I'm in where there's amazing opportunities, but they don't happen in the original posts, they happen in the comments. Someone might say that they're looking for some help creating a video, and that's the main post, and underneath other people will be responding saying, I'm looking for help like this as well, here's where I'm at, these are the opportunities that are available for people to help me. And if you're someone who could step up and help them, not only the original post, but think about the comments. Make sure you give a scan to the comments on social media. Don't just look at the original posts. Go back and look through the other content and the comments below. Conversation is key to growing your business. Absolutely incredible opportunities happen like this. I work in the digital marketing space. We do content creation and repurposing. Now, that might sound familiar if you follow Gary Vaynerchuk. He does a similar thing at a different scale, in a different place. And the reality is the customer base is so huge for people who want that kind of service that when he posts, think about how many comments there are. Think about how many people are seeking that help, seeking that advice, who are ready to take it up, but maybe financially they can't afford that service. Maybe that there's a commitment or a distance issue. Maybe they're based in the UK and they want to work directly with someone, and Gary's in America. So think about those kinds of examples where even where other people who don't look like there might be opportunities create opportunities for you, your business and your brand. Get involved in conversations, listen, pay attention to the trends and conversations that are happening online so that you can get involved in them. Whenever I'm talking to business owners, I quite often have to remind people that conversations are happening all the time, whether you are involved or not. They may be discussing your business, or they may have completely forgotten about your business, depending how well you're doing on social. So how can you show up in more conversations? If you get people to advocate for you, if you do an amazing job, other people will talk about your business and your brand to other people even when you're not there. Think about showing up in those conversations because somebody else has mentioned you. I know for sure that Debs and Guy and people like that I've got surrounding me recommend and suggest people talking to us to get help with certain topics and services. Why? Because they know where we operate, where our heart is at, and how we can help those people. So there are conversations happening that we're not aware of until those people reach out to us. That's why when people come to communicate with you, your business and your brand, a lot of people make a very, very common mistake of having that first interaction and asking, how did you hear about us? Now, unfortunately, the way that humans work is that we give the first most instinctive response rather than the most detailed response. That's the way that we've kind of come to communicate, unfortunately. And so, for example, when you say, oh, how did you come to, find us or work with us? And that response might be, oh, I saw an ad on Facebook, or I saw some of your content. It's really, really important to do the second part of that conversation. A lot of people miss this. It's a common mistake, so don't beat yourself up if you find yourself doing this and it resonates with you. A lot of people find that first piece of information and they forget to ask the second question, which is, have you seen or heard of us anywhere else? Because what you're not doing is you're not measuring all the metrics of other influences that got these people to the purchasing decision. If you want to increase the number of people getting to a purchase decision with your business or brand, you need to understand all of the data and all of the metrics. That first question gives you an indicator of the final step they took to come to talk to you. And that's how humans respond. They'll respond with the first most obvious answer. But actually, when you ask that next question, it might be that they'd seen something else. So for example, I'm going to use Deb because she was on the broadcast this morning, that maybe someone would come to us and they would say, yeah, Deb Stevens recommended that I had a chat with you about this. Now, the reality is, when we ask that second question, they might say, well, actually, when Deb recommended, I actually went and had a look and I read some of your blogs and I watched some videos and then I really understood how you could help me, and that's what made me reach out. So actually, the digital assets we've created, the videos, the blogs, the social media updates, we've created the social proof that was actually a converting factor. If we hadn't asked a second question, we would think that it all came down to a direct referral. Now that's played a part in the role, but actually you've got to look at the whole thing. If you don't look at the whole picture, you're missing a major part of the puzzle. And therefore you think, well, everything comes from referrals. Why do we need to do content? And the reality is you need to look at all of that data in order to make informed decisions on what is worth spending time on. Opportunities are abundant. There's some incredible opportunities that you're going to be missing because you're not looking at comments, you're not having the conversations, and you're also not collecting all of the data to make those informed decisions. It's true that content creation and content marketing plays a huge role in how people discover you and also how they check that you're the right fit for their business. A lot of people do research into your business and brand way before they will ever talk to you. We've had people consume our content for over a year without ever commenting to only then go ahead and purchase at a much higher level than if we'd tried to get them in or we got the sale early on, because the trust equity has been built up. If you haven't heard me talk about trust equity before, it's literally a thing that I wear on my clothes. So trust equity is, trust is a currency. Trust can be built up and it can be earned, and then it can be cashed in to get a referral to somebody else. So Deb and I have done some bits together and she knows what we're capable of and how we help people, which means I've got trust with Debs, which means Debs can then recommend us to other people, but only because we've invested time into the relationships so that she knows what we do and how we can help. You can also end up getting a sale from that person that you're doing business with. Now, that's not the only reason that you build it up, but it is a major player in getting referrals, opening doors and creating opportunities, because today is all about if you're ready for opportunities. Now, we've talked about getting opportunities, opening doors, the introductions, but as a business or a brand, are you ready for opportunities? What if a fantastic opportunity came along and it was so big? Would you be ready to do it? How would you handle the growth that comes with an incredible, amazing opportunity? How would you prioritize being able to deliver for that, not at the detriment of everything else that you're doing for your own business and for other customers and clients currently? Have you got space to grow your business? Have you got the capacity to be able to seize those opportunities as they come up? I literally know of people who have had opportunities come up where they couldn't take them because they were running at full capacity at the point when the opportunity presented itself. Now, there's ways to deal with this, but I'm not going to dive into that today. But you can create those opportunities and extend the opportunity itself by handling it in certain ways. So there are ways to handle this and to do this. So really incredible opportunities can be taken from conversations, from relationships, from social media, direct response, and the comments. Don't forget to go and scan those comments. So today I encourage you to go and have a look through just the last few interactions that you've had and be really honest with yourself in whether or not you've actually been true to making the best of all opportunities. Have you been looking at the comments, or have you just been individually responding? Have you looked at what other people have said and seen if there's any opportunity for you to connect with them or to have conversation with them? Remember that conversations are key to building relationships and building trust, and that trust is like a currency. Trust equity is going to help you to build your business, build your brand, build the trust with people that ultimately either leads to them wanting to do business with you or being comfortable to refer your business or brand to other people. Again, opportunities are everywhere. I really hope that this has helped you to understand that the more you open your eyes to opportunities, the easier it gets to see them. A lot of people fall into a place of despair when they're struggling a little bit, but actually there's amazing opportunities around you all the time. In the mentoring that we do in 9.media, we actually do a whole session around money on the table, and it is about the opportunities that are literally right there in front of you that you may not have seen. We ask a lot of tough questions and we get people to be really honest and dig down into where the opportunities already lie. That means they don't actually have to do a massive amount more work in order to generate even more income. We've had some incredible results on that, and if you're interested in that, please do drop me a message. So for those who don't know me, my name's been Tristan Griffiths. You can find me as I'm Tristan G across all the socials. Please do reach out, connect with me on your favorite platform. And today, let me know what your biggest takeaway has been, and be honest in the comments Are you seizing the opportunities? Are you giving yourself the very best opportunities? And which of those things that I talked about do you think plays the biggest role in opening opportunities for you, your business, and your brand? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you for another live again very soon.